Hello, everybody. This is Sveti Williams, the Sleepologist, and today I'm having a chat with Christine from Happy Sleepers. And Christine is a baby sleep consultant. Well, Christine, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Sweti. Thank you for having me.
Christine, I always want to call you baby sleep whisperer. It's
Yes, a lot of people call me the baby whisperer.
yes, this is how you know in more than for a baby sleep consultant, baby sleep whisperer.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I was so excited to meet you in Melbourne this year that I just had to get in touch with you because you see, I work with people, with adults, and fixing their sleep, and
Yes,
I find that a lot of adults lose their sleep because of the lifestyle situations like stress and bad habits, drinking alcohol, can't switch their mind off, and other things that people do that actually prevent them from having a good night's sleep or falling asleep. However, I
yes.
always wondered, because I never usually work with children, but I always wonder why babies lose their sleep.
Yes, unfortunately, we as parents, we just sabotaging our own sleep and our baby sleep without knowing it. Um, how it works, unfortunately, is when your baby is born, you are so happy to have your baby, and obviously your baby is so small, so you just want to help your baby and comfort your baby the whole time. So um so in especially in the first 3 months when they are newborns, you just want to do cuddles and pat your baby, and yes. So when your baby needs to go to sleep, sometimes there can be a little bit of crying involved because you've had your baby in your arms the whole day, and obviously your baby wants to be close to you and feel comfort being in your arms. But then when you put your baby down to go to sleep, your baby doesn't want to be in the cot because your baby wants to be with you.
Okay.
So then, because you don't want your baby to cry, you pick your baby up, and then it's just a natural act to start patting and rocking your baby. It's just something that we as especially mums just do. We just start rocking and patting our babies, and then you rock your baby to sleep and you put your baby down. If you're going to keep doing that, your baby is going to get used to being patted or rocked to sleep. And then when your baby reaches the 3 month mark, when they become more aware of their surroundings and become more aware of day and night, that's the time when they develop habits. So if you've been patting or rocking your baby for 3 months and now he wants to go to sleep, he adapts that habit, and then when he wants to go to sleep, that's the only way he knows how to fall asleep because you taught him that. So when your baby reaches the 3 4 month mark, their sleep cycle is more formed, so they wake up more overnight. So when they wake up in the middle of the night, they wake up too much, and now they can't get back to sleep because they don't know how to without you patting or rocking them. So he will cry out for you to come and rock and pat him every single time he wakes up overnight. And there you are, waking up 4 or 5 times overnight, rocking and patting your baby to sleep.
Yes. So basically, you're teaching a baby that as a habit. You teach a baby that you're always there and they need you to go back to
Yes,
sleep. And that's a bad habit for baby, obviously, because it disrupts not just their sleep, but your sleep too, the adult sleep. And babies don't get enough sleep and they're tired the next day and grumpy and want more cuddles. And obviously, adults get very tired as well.
yes, yes. And the vicious cycle now is that your baby relies on all these external strategies in order to go to sleep, and those strategies are always attached to a parent. And what you ultimately want is for your baby to have an internalized skill. The way you go to sleep, you as an adult, you just go and lay down and you fall asleep because you have an internalized skill to fall asleep. But your baby relies on all these external strategies. So in order for your baby to learn how to self-settle and go back to sleep on his own, is to get rid of all those external strategies.
Right. How interesting. And what needs to be done for that?
So unfortunately, you need to do a degree of sleep training to get rid of those strategies, because you want to replace those strategies with an internalized skill. So a lot of parents ask me straight away, do I do cry it out method or do I do controlled crying? I don't do any of those methods. I do the camp out method, where you sit right next to your baby until he or she sleeps. But ultimately, it's not the strategy that teaches your baby to sleep. It's the removal of all the sleep associations like dummies, patting, rocking, driving your child to sleep, any motion. You need to remove all of those strategies at once and then teach your baby to self-settle. And we need to do that with sleep training.
Wow, how interesting is that? Actually, I just realized similarly, I work with adults too. I teach them to understand what their sleep disruptors and then remove them and replace with sleep enhancers. It's just a
Yes,
habitual situation, isn't it? Just remove bad and introduce the
absolutely.
good.
Yes, yes. So it's almost the same as babies. It's just if it's need different things, different external strategies.
Yes, how interesting. So, but
Yeah.
it's quite difficult to get there, isn't it? What's in your experience? What's the journey to get to that goal?
I'm not sure how quickly it is with adults to change their habits. But with babies, it's actually pretty quickly. When we do the sleep training, um, usually there is a degree of crying the first night, but they are able to learn the two skills on the first night, which is falling asleep independently and staying asleep independently, like to be able to reset or back to sleep independently. They always learn those two skills on the first night. And when I work with babies older than 6 months, they will start sleeping through the night within 7 nights. Consistently. So it's pretty quickly. Some babies will start sleeping through the night on night 3 or 4, just because they practice a lot. So with babies, it's pretty quickly to learn how to self-settle and start sleeping well.
Yeah, so for babies, it's basically just the removing the bad habits set by the parents. But when it
Yeah,
comes to children not sleeping through the night, obviously parents lose their sleep as well, especially moms or those ones who are,
that,
whether it's a dad who's the ones who gets up to the child at night, they lose their sleep too, and that becomes the habit and disrupts their circadian rhythm. And once the child starts sleeping, the adult can't sleep anymore because their circadian rhythm now set for them to wake up at those times and stay up for certain period of time. So now they
yeah,
lose their sleep too. How interesting is
yeah.
this?
Yes, and with mums especially who just had a baby, they high risk for postnatal depression and psychosis. So
Mm.
I work with a lot of mums who does have depression because they just had a baby and now they don't get sleep. So it's quite a big problem at the moment.
Yes, you see, because once moms in this instance lose their sleep, they literally can't function next day, and it's over time it piles up, and they literally lose their calm because they
Exactly.
literally can't contain it anymore. They can't stay calm, and they can't just literally survive emotionally or
Yeah.
physically because
Yes, it's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
when we have, because obviously with for moms that just had a baby, they have massive changes to their body systems, to their even to their body physically, to their hormones. Nothing is settled in the body just yet. It takes time, takes months and months to settle, or even years. So imagine going through all this emotionally, physically, and plus not sleeping enough. All these symptoms are heightened. So moms struggle a lot.
Yes, yes, definitely. And even the babies, when they don't sleep, they don't eat well. It affects their milestones, their developmental. It affects every aspect of life with babies and with adults when they don't sleep.
Yes, it's so crucial. Um,
Yes, I don't think people realize they always have um, um, talks about feeding and eating and all those things, but sleep doesn't have a priority, and I think people need to realize and prioritize sleep. It's so important.
do you have anything else you can add just in the end? Something in your experience? Like,
What I can add?
yeah, your wisdom or advice for moms of babies.
All I can say is for mums not to be scared to ask for help. Mums always feel like if they ask for help that they have failed as a mum, and that's absolutely not true. The quicker you can get on top of the sleep for your baby, it's best for you and your baby. So please don't feel like you have failed as a mum. Just ask for help, and you will see the benefit big time in the future.
Absolutely. Sleep is always, sorry, help is always there. You just need to find it and ask for it.
Yeah, and it's always
Yeah.
available. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And
Thank you so
well,
much.
thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye.